Hare Krishna. So now today we are going to discuss about the last and final part of the Transcendental teachings of Prahlada Maharaj, that is part 7. And let us start now. Lord Krishna is the source of all avatars, so he is called Avatari. And this concept has been very clearly explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 3rd chapter, which is entitled Krishna is the source of all incarnations. So even Mahaprabhu is also an avatar of the Lord, but he is a hidden avatar, Channa avatar. So he is a covered avatar of the Supreme Lord, who is the Supreme Lord himself, but he comes in the mood of the devotee, that he comes in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So people who come and just declare themselves as avatars, they are just imposters nowadays. And here in Bhagavad Gita 7.7, Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32. So in these all things, it is saying that in Kali Yuga, Mahaprabhu or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is the Channa avatar. Sorry, he is the Channa avatar or the hidden avatar. So similarly Narsimadev also, he is also an avatar of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is an incarnation. Avatar means one who descends. So Prahlada Maharaj asked for the liberation of other jivas, and he was not worried about himself. He is worried about the people who don't have Krishna consciousness. So this is again one very nice mood of Prahlada Maharaj, where he is very compassionate to the fallen conditioned souls. This should be the ideal mood of the devotee, that just as I have got it, let my relatives get it, and just as my relatives have got it, let my neighbors also get it, then let my building get it, then let my colony get it, let my society get it, let my nation get it, let my country get it, let the entire world get this devotional service. So this is the mood that the devotee of the Supreme Lord has. So here Prahlada Maharaj is also showing another similar mood, and he says that he speaks in 7th canto, 9th chapter, in many places, that he wants to save everybody from the pangs of material misery. So he wants to save all the poor fools and rascals who who are just stuck in this material world. So he says, Naivo Dvije Paraduratya Vaitaranya Stvad Viryana Gayana Mahamrita Magna Chittaha Shoche Tato Vimuka Chetasa Indriyartha Maya Sukha Bharam Udvahato Vimudhan. That O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence, for wherever I stay I am fully absorbed in thoughts of your glories and activities. My only concern is for the fools and rascals who are making elaborate plans for material happiness and maintaining their families, societies and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them. So a similar mood of this type is shown by Vasudev Datta, which is described, whose story is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that all the people who are there in all the Brahmandas, all the innumerable living entities, you please take them back to your abode, and for the rest of eternity let me suffer all the reactions of all of their sins. This is what he begs from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually. So this is again another mood of the devotee that is there in Prahlada Maharaj. This thing we have discussed already in previous sessions also. So we should actually work for Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. People who are in the renounced order of life, they don't want anything for themselves. They want to use everything in the service of Krishna. So engaging everything in the service of Krishna, but while using everything is called Yukta Vairagya. Wherein that I am using everything, but not for my own personal sense enjoyment. I am using it for the service of the Lord. So, and we should engage everything in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, Prahlad, how to identify a spiritual teacher? This is the question. And we should actually hear that person. When we hear that person, then we inquire from him. Then we just cannot identify by a material condition, because Srila Prabhupada actually he was going in one of the greatest models of the cars at that time in 1960s 70s when he went to America. So yeah, I mean he just by seeing the material condition of Srila Prabhupada, could we say that no, he is not a devotee? No, he is going in a car, but he is using everything in the service of the Lord. Whatever he gains, he has no personal desire for sense enjoyment. We inquired from Srila Prabhupada, we have heard from him. So thus we get to know that he is the correct spiritual teacher. And we just cannot identify by material condition. Same for the sannyasi also. There may be a sannyasi who is renounced, who stays in the forest, undergoes severe austerities, and his mind may be attached to the opulence that he had back home. And there may be a sannyasi who is living in opulence externally, but internally he is renounced. He is a person who follows the principle of Yukta Vairagya. So the duty of the devotee is to distribute mercy, just as Prahlada Maharaj is doing. So there are two types of people. One is Bhajananandi, one who only thinks of his own self, that I want to get liberated. Many of the Babajis are the examples of these people. They only sit in a solitary place and meditate on the Supreme Lord for their own liberation. They don't want to preach this science. And Goshtanandi is one who thinks about giving the Lord to everybody and takes all risks to preach. He is ready to even pranay arthair dhiya vacha shreyaha acharanam sada. He is ready to give all of this. Pranay he means life, arthay he means money, dhiya intelligence, vacha speech. He takes all risks to preach the mission. Etavajjanma safalyam dehinamiha dehishu pranayarther dhiya vacha shreyaha acharanam sada. This is the shloka. So yes, Goshtanandi, as we discussed, is one who thinks to give the Lord to everybody and takes all risks to preach. Here we discussed about this fact earlier in this session itself, that just as I have got it, let my relatives get it. Then that moves on to a point where we want the entire world to get this kind of a devotional feeling towards the Supreme Lord. So these Goshtanandis, pure devotees of the Lord, they want to do this. So they are under this category. And Prabhupada himself is a Goshtanandi, because at the age of 70 he crossed the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and he went to America to preach the message of the Supreme Lord. And he said also that he came to give, not to beg. And he had the mood of Prahlada Maharaj, who just wanted to give and not take anything. So Prabhupada, when he went to London, actually the people asked him, Swamiji, why have you come here? He said that you Britishers, you took away everything from us, but you forgot to take one thing, that is the best of everything, the jewel of the crust, the cream, the essence of Indian possessions, Indian possessions. Yeah. So that is the Bhagavad Gita. So that I have come to give you that Bhagavad Gita. That's what Prabhupada said. So if we just simply become a Bhajananandi, we will become Kripana or Misers. Because actually, Bhajananandis are people who don't share anything with anybody else. So they keep everything secluded for themselves only. If you keep everything secluded for yourself, your bhakti will continue to go down because you are not sharing the message to the outside world. So, just as we know that even in the school also, the person who understands the concept, there may be so many people who understand the concept, but the people who share the concept with other people, the other person may not understand it, but one person is at least 100% sure to understand, and that is this person who is sharing the thing. So yeah, he is going to understand it in a better way. So similarly, even we can also progress in a better way. And all of us must engage in devotional service. We must preach to others, Goshtanandis. We can attain everything by the process of devotional service. Just like Prahlada Maharaj, if we get Krishna, then we get everything. So all the good qualities are there in a person who does the process of devotional service. So for this we can refer to Srimad Bhagavatam 5:18-12, that is यस्यास्ति भक्तिर भगवत्या किंचन सर्वै गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः हराव भक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा मनोरथेन सति धावतो बहिः. That the mood of the devotee is to ask for a more devotional service. As we progress in this process, the more taste we gain in chanting, deity worship, the more we think that I don't have taste, the more we feel like this. So yes, this is the concept that we all have to be Goshtanandis like Prahlada Maharaj, who just took all risks to preach this message. He is speaking for the benefit of his father, and the devotee doesn't want liberation also. It is said that nadanam najanam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmaneshware bhavatad bhakti rahitu hitvaya. I don't want even liberation. I want only your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. Prabhupada told his disciples to go to Easter, where it was a country where there was very less amount of vegetarian food. So he told his disciples, eat meat but preach there. So we have to spread this message in whatever condition. And the devotee must cultivate devotion as it is done by Prahlada Maharaj. Renunciation must be of the right motive and according to the instructions of the Lord. We should not be a mithyachari. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samacharaha. That renunciation should be of the 100% correct motive and according to the teachings of the Supreme Lord. That otherwise we are mityacharis. If we from outside we will be like the monkey. The monkey from outside, it seems very renounced. It is living in the forest without clothes, without food, without any shelter, etc. But inside it is very much addicted to sense enjoyment. It keeps around dozens of monkeys for sexual intercourse along with it. So yes, this is an example of a mithyachari, false renouncer. And yes, we should all cultivate the mood of Prahlada Maharaj of being a Goshtanandi, that these people are in the Maya Sukha of this material world, and we have to bring them back to this perfect process of education, that is spiritual education about spiritual knowledge. So this is what Prahlada Maharaj teaches us. Even though he is a 5-year-old boy, he is the youngest Mahajan out of the 12. So this is the Greatness of Prahlad Maharaj, the way he inspires everybody for years, for ages to come. So we all must take inspiration from Prahlad Maharaj, and we should start this teachings of we should start applying the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj from a very young age itself. Otherwise, it is going to be a very big problem later. So because the mind already becomes polluted, and thus we are not able to divert it and engage it in the service of the Supreme Lord. So that's why Prahlad Maharaj advises Kaumara Acharit Pragya. We should start from the beginning of life. So this was the end of the transcendental teachings of Prahlad Maharaj, part 7. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams. जय श्रील प्रभुपाद.